Okay, well, moving on. We've talked many times on this show about the problem of operational and data silos. This is, the problems that occur when individual departments or functions operate somewhat separately from other departments or functions. And the fact is, as we move through our operations, we need tools to help us gain visibility into what other departments or even the entire company or even our suppliers are doing. Without having this visibility into processes and connecting one process to the next, we really run the risk of getting into a lot of trouble. We're talking things like missed deadlines, bad decisions, maybe damage to the brand or customer loyalty. Well, according to our next guest, it's all part of staying in control, seeing what's coming up, and being able to navigate effectively. Alexandre Alaine is the Life Science Product Manager for EtQ Incorporated and the author of one of this week's articles, Integrating Post-Market Feedback with Quality Management, Visibility and Control Improves Customer Satisfaction. And Alexandre is with us this morning via Skype. Good morning, Alexandre.
Hi, Dirk. Good morning.
Hey, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
Oh, terrific.
How about you?
Oh, we're doing good out here. It's a little toasty, but that's okay. It's Northern California in the middle of summer. Alexandre, most of us understand that silos are bad, and we have talked about this a lot in the past. My question for you, before we get into any kind of technology questions, is why do silos even exist?
Yes, I think, overall, it's all part of, the legacy and a lot of time lack of collaborative approach, within company. Also, it's also overall, company and management not looking at the big picture. And as I said, a lot of time it starts from legacy. I mean, long time ago, years ago, companies started to move from paper system to paper process to go into move to technology, put their processes in system. So they all look at that by they started sometimes just with a little piece within their own department or with just few process, and they build on it, and with time they had a new system, and sometimes without talking about what's available. So we find in company, you go in company and there's many all those little system, one specific system for their ANSI, one for their CAPA, or one for complaint, and this is only looking at the quality department. Then you have production, finance, and so you start adding all those little systems, and at one point it's very difficult to move away from that. The one big thing also, as I said, it's looking at the big picture. When the journey started, company were not looking at the big picture, and now we see that more and more, where company are now stuck with all those systems, all those processes in different I would say application silo basically, where yes, company use technology, but it's not integrated. It's all those application silos, and it's very difficult to manage it, and it's very difficult to get visibility on data and have good data. However, we see more and more company now think about that, and now starting to look at the big picture and to remove those silos, and that's where it becomes. Yep.
Let me jump in on that. Let's talk about that a little bit. So you've said that a lot of these people have they've already invested perhaps a lot of money and manpower and so forth into tools that may be one department has one tool, another department has another tool, one division has a third tool. How do you convince people to change tools that are going to break down these silos? And in other words, they've already made this investment. What argument are you going to make to them that maybe this isn't a good idea and that they have to use some new technology that's either going to tie all these together or so forth? How do you get past that?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, it's always difficult because you have all those investments that were made. And now you say, well, how can we break that? And I think overall, you have to look into the benefit, and it's definitely, one thing I touch in my article, and definitely one thing we'll talk about, next week during the webinar with Kimberly Clark, is what are the benefits? I mean, that's where you need to start, because you don't make changes, you don't invest money if there's no benefit. And you talked a little bit at the beginning about it, and I mean, for me, I think that the greatest thing is definitely visibility and having control on the data. You don't want to have duplicate data in different systems. You want to be able also to look at a central place for your data. So you want to be able to make a good business decision, and this will occur if you have reliable data, and if you have data that you have confidence in. And this also, I mean, will bring all the aspect of reporting, trending. If you start to put everything in one place, it's a lot easier to find the data and trend on it. I mean, for example, if you're looking for a complaint, sometimes you want to know more, not just the complaint. I mean, okay, I have a complaint. What did we do about it? So you want linkage to a corrective action. And within your corrective action, okay, how do we manage that? You could have linkage with change requests, with non-conformance. And, I'm a big dreamer, so we even go further where, with some, company, we implemented linkage with their SAP system. So basically, you have the full, traceability of, I received one complaint and, what was done to fix that, and what action did we take? And this is where, when we talk about benefit, this is where I think when you look into that and when you start using that, and as I said, Kimberly Clark next week will talk about it, that's where you see that you're able to break the silos, and that you're able to see all those benefits, as I said.
And one of the things that we are going to be, you've alluded to it already, we've got a webinar with you guys next week, the 29th. As the title of your article says, how you're integrating this information, this post-market information. So